I have a trumpet and I'm not afraid to use it. Just wanted to say that. Hi, you're watching Rose Card Reviews. I'm Melanie, and you probably never wondered, can a swan play a trumpet? Well, guess what? We're going to be talking about that today. The book we're going to be discussing is The Trumpet of the Swan by E.B. White. The book is about a swan named Lewis, who is a trumpeter swan, but he's also born without the ability to speak or make sounds with his vocal cords. So he's mute. And so his father procures for him a trumpet so that way he can make sounds and let the world know that he's a trumpeter swan. Overall, the book is an empowering story about Lewis's journey in finding himself, coming to kind of just the realization of what his life is going to be like, but also going beyond that and using his ability to play the trumpet to change his life, but also affect the lives of those who hear him play. So in a little bit, we will be talking about whether or not it is physically possible for Lewis to actually play the trumpet as a swan. But I wanted to touch on a few other things that I noticed while reading the book. And I'm going to point out, it's a children's book. The fact that like a swan playing a trumpet isn't something that we see every day anyways. So there are going to be some other inconsistencies present that we should come to accept and almost expect. One such inconsistency, or just kind of an assumption that is made in the world, is that humans and animals speak the same language. And what I mean by this is if a human speaks to a swan, as does happen in the book, the swan understands the human and is able to, I guess, nod yes or no to some degree and communicate that way a little bit. Obviously, humans can't understand swans when they just, speak in their own language, but they're all thinking the same language. Lewis's parents understand the concept of money. His dad steals a trumpet from a music store for Lewis to be able to use the trumpet. And they know that trumpets cost things and that he has done something that is wrong. He has not paid for this trumpet, but he has taken it. He also knows that he, as a swan, can't really make money and doesn't really need money, except in this instance of him stealing the trumpet. So, they understand what money is and how it works. And then another example is Lewis understanding his speech disability, decides that he wants to be able to able himself to communicate to people and other swans. And so he's like, you know what? I am going to learn how to read and write, and I'm going to get, a tablet, a little chalkboard thing, and, write on it with, a slate, and do that. At which point I was like, hold up. Full stop. Okay, understanding money, you guys can understand human communication, whatevs. But understanding the concept of reading and writing when you were born in the wilderness of Canada and just kind of have not had much exposure to human civilization other than seeing one boy and tugging on his shoelace, and yet you understand all of these things. What makes it worse, though, is after Lewis goes and does said things, at which point he's been educated, any other somewhat unreasonable knowledge is just going to be pushed into a back closet because he's had a moment in his life where he would have the opportunity to potentially learn this, comes back with his reading, writing, speaking word implements, And it's like, look, fam, look what I can do. And they're like, what's that? What? Why are you, like, scribbling things on I don't understand. So, for him to be like, oh, this is exactly what I need to do with my life. And then for them to be like, can't even compute, was a little bit stretching it, to say the least. Now, for the moment you all have been waiting for. Unequivocally, is it possible for Louis the Swan to play the trumpet? I have about 5 years of trumpet experience from middle school to my sophomore year in high school, so I have played the trumpet before. The answer is no. It's physically not possible. First of all, there's the kind of weird thing of like, okay, birds don't have hands. You notice I'm holding this trumpet, and I am very much using my thumb. Opposable thumbs are something that humans have been blessed with, that birds do not have. Louis does ask his friend Sam to perform surgery on him, so that way his, like, webbed feet can, like, his toes can move independently of themselves, so they're not, like, connected all at once. However, this does not, even with that, he still doesn't have a thumb. So just him physically holding the trumpet is, like, not really possible. And then also, we're going to assume that whatever, he has one hand that can hold a trumpet. Basically, he has to play this trumpet one-handed, which you can do using your thumb. You can play the trumpet one-handed, because he needs the other hand to stand on his feet, because those are his feet, and then his wings are just kind of there. The question of the day has been answered. Can swans play trumpets? No. Is Louis still a cool swan for being able to play the trumpet? Yeah. Maybe not completely based in fact, but I mean, it's a fiction story, so we're gonna let it slide. If you want to read about Louis and his trumpet playing adventures, you can access the Trumpet of the Swan by E.B. White.
Hello, everyone. This is future Melanie here with a message that past Melanie forgot to tell you. Something that you need to know about the Trumpet of the Swan is there are pictures. Obviously, you can see that there's an illustration on the cover. My favorite illustration is on the back. And so here we have Louis trying to speak, and his father's like, yes, son, please do speak up. And he's just, like, trying his hardest, and it's not happening. And it's so cute. But within the pages of the book, so here's Louis playing his trumpet, which is physically not impossible, as we discussed. Just chilling. There he is. There's the trumpet. There's lots of fun things going on, blah, blah, blah. Here's his dad. Here's Louis. Apparently he can spell, so he's in school. He's learning how to do things. It's fun. And just, it's great. So here's my favorite one and stuff. So just all the pictures. Yeah. I have lots of water damage on this copy. It's kind of sad, but it's fine. This is the Trumpet of the Swan. It has pictures. Just a thought you needed to know.
I hope that you enjoyed it. And that's all I have. So I will see you next time.